that was my rant because that just got to me. But it got me thinking, and I actually read something recently, and it was basically talking about like black women and burnout, and how like black women are like working themselves so hard, and it was just basically talking about like hustle culture and just like how black women are just taught to like grind so hard that there's no time for like rest and just like soft life and things like that. So I wanted to like get your kind of overall thoughts on just like burnout and what we as black women can do to just also feel that we can rest and recover, because I feel like we're always like constantly going, and I think it does again come down to what we see in childhood, because a lot of us saw our mums working so hard, and some people say that their mum had like 3 jobs and she was like running up and down and doing all this just to try and make ends meet, and that whole thing that we're taught that black women need to go 10 times harder than, you know, the average white woman, and just things like that. But I think our generation is basically trying to to change that whole narrative, basically. But I want to know like what you think as well.
The thing is, it's very true about burnout. And like you mentioned, it definitely started from young, because as we mentioned before, as black women, we're just always told like, we have to do something, especially growing up in an African household. Being lazy is frowned upon. Lazy, quote unquote, is like frowned upon. Like if you're sitting there doing nothing, like why would you do that type thing? So I feel like you said, we're programmed to be like that. But the thing with me, I even feel like that's low key why people love to say that black women have like attitude problems. It's because we're constantly on the go, like, and we don't have rest where we can actually just decompress. So it's like we're always on 10. So because of that, I feel like we're a bit more snappy, and that's completely understandable. But unfortunately it's trauma. It's even the society, slavery, everything plays a part in how black women are today. And like, as well, no one talks about the, I don't want to say burden, but the emotional part of always being alert. Because when you think of like burnout and us doing a lot, we think like physical things like housework, going to work, looking after kids, all of this. But no one thinks about the emotional part where you're the person that everyone comes to with their problems, or
oh my goodness,
no one really asks you, how are you? How's everything going with you? Like, truly, how are you? It's like, it's almost like we're there, the point before, to just be there for other people. But then when it comes to us, it's like we're always a second thought. And that's kind of how I felt, not fully growing up, but I definitely had a sense of like, my family find it a lot easier to come to me about certain things than like my brother, for example. Or there'll be certain things like we'll have conversations with my brother and I'll be like, this and this happened, I had to do this. And he's like, really? I didn't. Or like, didn't believe me. And I'm like, I definitely had to do this. Or things like that. Like, but I think once I hit 28, 29, I had got to the point where like, emotionally I'd had enough. Like, I didn't even want people to come to me and say, I had such a bad day. I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm tired of always being the person who is always leaned on for something, or it's too much. So then I just made the conscious decision, like, I have to start putting myself first. And not to feel guilty about it. Because even when there will be times where you will put yourself first and other people make you feel guilty for doing it. But it takes a while, but you just have to actively choose not to care. It's very hard, especially when you've been a certain way your whole life. But like, even things, for example, a few years back, you see when you have weekends, I would always feel like I have to fill my weekends up. But then I learned like, okay, now I can actually have a weekend where I don't do anything.
And don't move.
I don't, like, I'm literally rotting. If I'm not rotting in the bed, I'm rotting in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I get up is to go to the toilet or to eat. And then back, like, even, excuse me, even moments like that are extremely important because it fully allows you to just, you don't have to think, you don't have to answer anything, you don't have to hear anyone. Like, you are just by yourself doing whatever relaxes you. I feel like that is so important. Because even things like, for example, I don't want to say people's stories because it's going to be bait, but I'll just say, like, I knew someone, yeah, and they were always made to feel guilty because they would tell the truth about what they were doing. So let's say, for example, someone asked them, oh, can you take me here this weekend? And they'll be like, oh no, like, I don't really want to do anything. And they'll be made to feel so guilty that they'll feel the need to lie and just say, like, oh, I've got plans, I'm busy, all of that. Do that if you have to, because there'll be people who are so forceful and then you'll feel bad and then end up doing it and then you're back in the same cycle. So I feel like for our own sanity, we definitely need moments when we are just alone.
Yeah.
Just alone, like, whether you're single, whether you've got a partner, whether you have children, even if it's like, I'm going for a walk, like a 30-minute walk by yourself, get your headphones, put it in. I'm going to the gym. I'm going for a massage. I'm going wherever, like, something that is for yourself, even if it's like once a month to fully just be alone. I feel like that will be incredibly helpful to kind of deal with burnout.
Yeah.
Also, with work, I'm actually going to advise this. You see, if you get burnout at work, it's okay to take some time off.
Yeah.
Even if it's a week,
you
can literally get a fit note for anxiety, all of this. Like, we have to protect not only our physical health, but our mental health.
Yeah.
Because as much as we have physical burdens, the mental and emotional burdens never escape until you sort it out. Do you get what I mean? So that's kind of how I view burnout and how we need to prioritize rest for ourselves.
Yeah.
But
and not feel guilt as well. I think I've been very guilty of feeling guilt.
Yeah.
In just even in days when, like, even sometimes I have to force myself to, like, have a lie-in. Like, I'll wake up early sometimes and then I'll be like, no, I could do with another hour's sleep.
Yeah.
But then I'll just feel such regret. I'll be like, no, like, I can't just do nothing and whatever. But I have to literally force myself to
have
be like,
to force yourself.
What? Sorry, I'm not going to do anything today because I'm not going to burn myself out. And I think women carry so much emotionally anyway.
Yeah.
But I think as Black women, we even carry like we always have to be on alert. There's always so much that we're thinking about. There's always so much that we're just, even the way the world is not even catered to us. So that we carry every day anyway. So on top of that, just like the daily struggles of life, I just think it's so important to plug out and just tap into self-care. I'm a very big self-care person.
100%.
I'm a very big self-care person. When I'm like, when I'm able to, sometimes I'll even like book a hotel by myself for a night and just unplug.
Literally.
And literally just chill. Even if it's something as little as, like you said, like, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, leave it on the side, sit in front of the TV all day.
Literally.
Like, all of those things are self-care.
Literally.
And they're so important.
Or even, like, do things that bring you even a bit of joy.
Yeah.
So even things like, for me, it's skincare.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know, hair, makeup, whatever it is, like, soak in the bath. Lock that door.
The bath is such a
Lock
good way,
that
guys.
door. Get some candles. You can even get those little ones from Poundland.
Favorite.
Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Only have Netflix on.
Yep.
And just relax in that bath.
That is like,
even if you have kids, even put earplugs if you have to. Honestly, as long as there's a pet adult with them, there's nothing to worry about.
Get some bath salts. Slap those in there.
Get bath
candles,
salts, everything.
Music.
Do the whole shebang.
Yeah. Glass of wine.
They need glass of wine, a book. It doesn't matter. Whatever. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, as long as it's something that you're doing for yourself and by yourself.
Yeah.
Because even if you schedule, like I mentioned, every month, there will always be something to look forward to. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you don't have an outlet of some kind, it will just feel like you are constantly battling with the day every day. Like there's no end. Whereas like if you put little moments for yourself, like even taking yourself out for a coffee or whatever it is, you know that, okay, I just have like one more week of this and then I know I'm going to have that, I'm going to soak in that bath on Friday. Yep. When like, you see, I'm going to do all this now so that when I soak in that bath, I know when it's everything you need for our own mental health, we definitely need an act of self-care of some type and to do it alone. Yeah. Because otherwise, that's why a lot of our grandmas and that are bitter old women because they never had an outlet.
Yes. And they've carried so much. And even to go back on a point you made about, what did you say? Well, basically the point that I'm trying to make is that we've watched our elders carry so much and be responsible for so much, even down to the little things like people ringing your mum from back home. Yeah, this is an issue. This person needs help. They are looking after so many people. You've got an auntie calling them, telling they need money for this, so they're like, "Yep, I need to slap in an extra shift so I can pay for this." Or they're building a house back home that never finishes because there's always some sort of issue, so they're working overtime to pay for a house that is never being built. So we've literally watched them carry so much. So some of us have become so accustomed to that and think that's the norm that we need to work ourselves to the bone. Yeah. But again, that's why I love our generation so much, because we're able to pick up on these things and be like, "Nah, I watched my mum go through that. I ain't doing that. You think I've got time to be..." When I get to a certain point, there's only certain people I've got. All this business of calling, I don't want to know. I'm not involved. Listen. Because some people just think because you've come here, you now all of a sudden have to be responsible. Like, I have one uncle, every day the man is having kids. That's not my problem. If you want to keep popping kids, you need to know that when you're popping these kids, you can look after them. It's not for you to be calling me now in London that I need to be paying your child's school fee. I didn't tell you to go and have the youth. That's not my problem. If you know you can't afford to have the youth, why having the youth? But they'll have the kid to say, "Oh, because my brother is in UK, he can send money for the kid."
Sorry, and even that level of entitlement pisses me off. And like you mentioned, the good thing about our generation is that we saw what our mums went through and realised we don't want it for ourselves. Yeah. But we can also teach them as well. Because I honestly feel like I didn't teach her, but I definitely helped my mum get to a point where like people don't even call her anymore. Yeah, to set boundaries. To really set boundaries. My mum about setting boundaries. Because with me, maybe because I had my dad as a dad, like very strong-willed. Yeah. If I say no, no matter how much you talk, the answer is no. Yeah. Like, but years ago, my mum was definitely that type, like, you could still twang her. Like, even if she says no, if you're persistent, she'll be like, okay. But, like, now, I'm actually very proud of her. Like, she's very, like, this person tried to ask me for something. I said I don't have it. Yeah, my mom's that's what I was saying. Like, if you are the type of person who doesn't like confrontation, just say you don't have it. Yeah. If someone asks you for something, because how are they going to prove that you actually have it? Exactly. But if you're just like, I don't have money. But I need this. I don't have money. I don't have it. I don't have money. And you can't be. Eventually, they will stop. Yeah, like you don't have to just say, "I just don't want to give it to you," or no, just say I don't have it. Even and be firm in it as well. Like some people are not really firm. Like they'll say no at first, then the person will like find a way to manipulate it, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, I'll try and help." But and then next minute they're banging 5 extra shifts. That's what I'm mentioning. You have to be set in your boundaries. Yeah. Like. No is no. That's the thing. And nothing can happen if you say no. Like, if a door is closed and locked and bolted, no matter how many times someone tries to open it, it's not opening. It's not opening. Yeah? It's the same thing as your no. Your no is that powerful. No matter how many times someone is trying to be in your ear, if you just keep saying no, eventually they'll get the hint. I promise you, they'll get the hint. Like, and that's what I think is putting boundaries with everyone in your life, including your man, including your children. Yeah. Like, you know what, kids? It's bedtime. This time is for mummy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, yeah. Boundaries and alone time, I think, together will help us improve or at least decrease the burnout. Yeah. We know that it's hard, but again, it's just something that you have to force yourself to do until it's no longer difficult. It's kind of like when you go to the gym, the first few weeks are hard, but eventually you get used to it. Like riding a bike, when you first get on it, it's hard, but eventually it's just one of those things.
Balance,
you have to actively put in the work. Like you can't just expect it to come one day. Because even those days where you're like, I just want to rest, and then you'll get to rest and you'll be like, but is the house clean? Oh, I didn't wash the dishes. No. Fam, do you know, even recently now, if I don't have the strength to wash up and all of that, I'm not doing it that day.
I'm not doing it. About me, I'm going to leave the dishes in the sink.
Yeah, like,
sorry, I can't.
I can't. Because all of this notion of like, oh my God, I can't sleep because you are constantly just going to be stressed. Next minute you know you have high blood pressure. And that's why it's such an epidemic in the black community. High blood pressure.
Oh my gosh, Dionté, I was just about to say, what older black person do you know that doesn't have high blood pressure? Everybody's mum or dad has high blood pressure. Why? And it's for things that are so avoidable.
So avoidable.
Like that one, you can literally see they've caused it themselves.
Literally.
From stress over
you're cleaning like things that are already clean.
Literally.
Like, relax, mom. Relax, auntie. Relax, Janja.
Okay.
It's okay, the stuff is not going anywhere. So whether you relax now or 15 hours from now, the dishes will be there waiting for you. So just relax.
This is an epidemic, Dionté, in our community, and we need to really talk about it. Like, it's not even funny, but
it's not funny, but like it's true. You don't know any black middle-aged and up person who doesn't have high blood pressure.
That's one thing I think we're going to wipe out for us. Because thing about our generation, we cannot come and die. If there is something that is stressing me to that degree, I have to leave it there and be done with it. I can't.
That's why service announcement, I am a soft life gal.
Listen.
I am not part of that gang that will stress themselves out. Oh, they just need to be clean. Oh, I need to do this. But you see, if I reach that point where I can't do it, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If you really want it done that bad, do it yourself.
Literally.
Am I the only person in the world that can do things? No. And even weaponized incompetence as well when it comes to men in relationships with black women. They love to act like they don't know how to do certain things and you do it better. Or like, can you make me toast? Just put it in the toast. Oh, but you do it better.
As well.
Like, are you fucking insane?
No, your one is nice. Okay.
Then learn. Even me, I learned. Yeah. What do you mean?
Okay, like, you might find it nice. You can eat it tomorrow then.
I'm so sorry.
When I'm ready to make it.
I am not.
Please, I can't stress myself.
And the only people I'm raising are the ones who come out of my vagina.
Literally.
Or the ones I adopt, who knows, who I've taken as a child, is who I'm. The only people I'm willing to mother.
Literally.
I'm not someone who is my equal. Why? And then you want me to treat you like the man, but then I'm treating you like a child. It's like make up your mind.
Kid. Like some women actually
make
have
up your fucking mind
in their house in the form of their husband.
And I will treat you how you're acting. If I'm the one doing everything, I'm the man of the house.
Basically.
Yeah. Don't sit here and be like, you don't treat me like a act like one. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words.
Legit.
But yeah, what do you think about?
Yeah, I literally agree with everything that you said. I think boundaries are very important. And I think, we just need to take more time for ourselves, even if it's just the littlest of things, even if it's on a day that you're feeling a bit down and you just want to have a chocolate bar. But if that's your way of doing something nice for yourself, do it. I think it's so important that we do nice things for ourselves and just prioritize self-care. Self-care can literally be a £1 face mask from Superdrug. You come home, you slap on some Netflix, you put that face mask on, you watch your favourite film. It can literally just be for an hour.
Even just doing nothing, like there's no TV on, you're just in the bed, your eyes are closed.
That's self-care.
You're napping all day.
Prioritize yourself. I think we really need to put ourselves first, and I think black women were taught that we need to put, women in general are taught they need to put everyone else in front of them, your kids, your husband, your this, your that, whatever, put all that in front, and then it's you.
Yeah.
And I get it because you've got kids and whatever, but at the same time, I don't think you need necessarily
to
lose
everyone,
yourself,
including yourself.
Yeah, and I don't think you should lose yourself in that. And I think, this generation again, I think it's there's someone else. I was listening to a podcast, and the person was a mum, and I think that she was just talking, and she was like, her friend was basically saying to her like, "Oh, you've not." I think it might have been the receipt. No, it was the receipts. And I think Tolly was saying to Audrey, she was like, "Oh, one thing I love about you, Audrey, is that since you've had a child, you haven't really changed and you haven't lost yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then Audrey was like, look, like, I love my daughter. She's everything to me, but she came into my life.
Yeah.
And that's how I think of it. Like, she came into my life. So I have, like, she's in my life. It's not like my whole life has changed.
Yeah.
And it's even like Miss R Fab was even saying, I saw in the shade room before we started recording, and she was like, listen, like, I've got my kid, but I'm living my life. She's like, I'm 29 years old. I've had this baby. Of course, I love my daughter, whatever, but I'm living my life.
Right.
Like,
and that's how you even be a better mother for your children.
Yeah,
because you're happier.
Exactly. A lot of mothers are because they give so much, they're so burnt out that it affects how they parent.
Yeah.
And I think this new generation of parents are very much like, listen, you came into my life. Yeah. I wanted you.
You didn't ask to be
I
here.
grew you. You've come into my life, so let's make it work, innit?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing a lot of parents, like one of my friends recently had a baby and I saw her and her husband were out having time together. And I was like, this is amazing.
Honestly.
It's amazing. It made me so happy because I thought, I love the fact that, you know, that you've just had this baby. But then again, it comes down to support and your network and whatnot. So thank God she's got a network where she can say, you know what, someone can say to her, let me take the baby for an hour, go do something nice for yourself.
Yeah.
I saw getting her nails done the other day. It's little things like that that make you, when you are happier within, everything else in your life just is better.
It falls into place.
So yeah, just
help yourself to help others.
Yeah. Okay, guys. It is now time for group chat confession. So this is basically the part of the show where we just basically read out a dilemma, if you're new here. So yeah, I'm going to just get straight into this one because it's a very interesting one. Okay. So this one says, my fiance and I are getting married in 2 months. Last week, I found out that he invited a woman he used to hook up with casually a few years ago. Someone I didn't even know existed. He swears it was just a short fling. They're friends now and it means nothing. But I'm uncomfortable with her being at our wedding, especially since he never mentioned her before. Am I overreacting if I ask him to uninvite her? Or am I right to feel like this is a boundary being crossed?
Why is she there? Like, why are you actually... The thing is, yeah, like she mentioned, if she was that close of a friend, why hasn't she met her? You can't be that close. And the thing is, as we've established in this episode and previous, men can lie, yeah? Men can really lie. They will literally be there and be like, yeah, it's my friend. These times it's his wife. And they're both in it together. That's the thing. Like, I don't think it's wrong to talk to your fiance about it at all. And I feel like that's the purpose of marriage and a relationship. Communication is key. Like, if you don't feel comfortable about something, you have to say. But I don't know. Me, I would ask, why does she need to be at the wedding so bad, but then I've never met her?
Yeah,
that is
a bit
the disconnect.
Sus, isn't it? Yeah.
But that is me, ask.
Yeah, no.
But if there's not a good explanation, I don't see why she needs to be there, especially when you're the ones fitting the bill.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, there's no question about it. To be honest, I don't know why. I'm just trying to think because I know some people are cool with like their exes, but I don't think it. I don't know.
But then why doesn't the new person know her?
Yeah,
she didn't even know of her existence. Do you get what I mean? Like, if she knew about her and knew she existed, fine. Then yes, I can see why you want her there. But why is it only now that we're getting married, now you want to mention that you have this friend that has to be there?
Be there, yeah.
Something is off. There's something he's either not telling you, or there's a reason
why he never told you.
Yeah. So she could be a babe, like body on point, face on point, hair on point, like
I'd vomit, you know.
All of that. I don't think I would vomit, but I would just be annoyed at the fact that you invited someone that I didn't know. Why? Do you get what I mean? But that's me though.
But to play devil's advocate, do you think people actually know everyone that comes to their wedding?
Everyone important.
Yeah, I guess so.
You would know that they exist.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah, I guess so.
Unless you're the type, like, you just want a big wedding, so you're trying to fill it.
Yeah,
that's different.
Anyone, yeah.
But I don't see how you shouldn't know at least 90% of the people there.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
And the 10% being like a +1 of someone.
Yeah.
But when you're actually doing like invites, I don't know. I just feel like you should both be aware of majority of the people on that list.
At your wedding, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Otherwise, who's the wedding actually for?
Yeah.
You're just inviting a bunch of strangers. Like, yeah, like... Don't get me wrong though, I understand people like big weddings, but I just feel like have a big wedding if you have a lot of people in your family.
Yeah, because I want a really big wedding, and I say this all the time, and people always like, yeah, but like randoms will turn up to your wedding. I'm like, no, like just from the people that I know that I'd want at my wedding will be a big wedding.
So how about if you meet a man and he doesn't have a big family? Is it just gonna be your guests at your wedding? How are you gonna compromise that? For example, like, let's say you have, for example, like 300 family members and they have 100. And then they're like, I don't think it's really that fair that majority of your family are the ones here. How are you going to navigate that? Or things like, and this is the thing, and maybe because I've planned weddings before, there's so many little details that like people don't think about. Yeah. Not even that, like I've planned weddings in the past for work and stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Fam, remember I was an event planner.
Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah, you were. Oh, my God, I forgot about that.
But my brother's one was the biggest one I've done. Like,
yeah, and that was
but
a
you
big
see
wedding.
that, yeah, even stuff like, luckily they both have big families.
Yeah.
But I've also seen the dynamic when one has a huge family, one doesn't, how to navigate. Even stuff like groomsmen and bridesmaids. I've seen weddings where like the groom doesn't have enough people. Like he probably has like 3 people that he wants and the bride had 10. Who do you take out?
Yeah, how do they do that?
Who do you add? Things like that. The brides, they have to take out bridesmaids.
Yeah,
it's going to be so uneven. And I think a lot of the times people go into weddings thinking like, this is my wedding. Yeah. But then you don't realise, fuck, you have to incorporate someone else in this now. Like, and if they don't match up to what you have, you're going to have to compromise. Do you get what I mean? So that's why I'm so big on just have people who you genuinely have a relationship with. If that's still a lot of people, what can you do? Do you get what I mean? Like, but really evaluate who needs to be there and who like they can go missing it. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Like, once you do that, you will really realise you don't need a huge wedding like that. And plus, especially people, when all of the invoices start to add up.
It's true.
That's one thing that changes people's minds.
Yeah, are they
so many people would be like, I want a 600 people wedding, guest wedding. And then when they start to see the quotes, they're like, oh, but my friend got it here, but your friend had 200 guests.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different ball game. I'm telling you. It's really nice and meaningful when you know everyone there and it's a big wedding. But certain weddings are just big just because you want to show out. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But, sorry, we say that to say... Because that actually does depend, though. Because it could be a thing where they're doing a big wedding, but he may not have enough people, So he's just like, let me invite my ex. I mean, we have a relationship.
Let me invite my old things. I wonder how many people do that and don't tell their partners. It must happen. People must mask it. People are cool, like... There's like the odd people that you've like, okay, there's people that you've actually been with, cool. There's people that you've done a thing with, and it's like, alright, I'm not going to see them again. But then there's some people that have like said to people that they're actually cool, like a friend of theirs. Like, yeah, we were just friends and we slept together and we realised, yeah, this is not it, but you're still cool. So there must be so many people like that.
There is so many.
People must do it and just not tell their partner, maybe. Yeah. Or some people probably tell their partners, they're like, yeah, calm, like, I've got you now, I don't care.
Yeah, and I think it would have changed the dilemma if that's what he did originally. And I think the issue here is the fact that he never mentioned her until it came to this wedding.
Then it's like, why did you not mention it? It will ping off the alarm bells in your head.
Exactly.
Why didn't you tell me about her?
So how do you feel about inviting exes to weddings?
Nah, I personally wouldn't do it. But that's because I don't really See, I'm the type of person with like exes and stuff. I'm cool but how I am as a person, there's only like 2 people that I've dealt with that I will say confidently I never want to see or speak to again in my life. But others, I've like some I've still got on socials. Like it's calm. It is what it is. Like it's not like we're friends, but they're just there. But I wouldn't say to them, "Hey, come to my wedding." Nah. But it's the thing where you see them like they could put like some I still message them and be like happy birthday or like they'll post like okay, so for example like I'll post that I'm doing something like when I like said I'm doing a podcast or doing radio, some of them will like, oh wow, well done to you, like that's sick. You're like thanks, and then it ends there. But that's kind of
that's the furthest it goes.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's not gonna go far to the point. It's like come to my wedding. Nah.
I'm so I wouldn't even invite you out to the park.
Yeah, I wouldn't even invite you to my birthday. Like, allow it.
I'm that type of person, like, or maybe I've never had a good breakup. I don't know, but you're an ex for a reason. Like, if I'm really done with you, stay out my life. Like, it's okay. Like, if we have each other on socials, yes, happy birthday here or congratulations there, all right. But when you get to that point where you're now inviting them to different events and stuff, but you were together like years ago, I don't really see why.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to keep them around? Or if it's a thing where it's like you dated a family friend and like your families are friends or they're close, you have no choice but to see each other about. But I don't know. I don't see the point in keeping in contact with your ex.
Yeah.
At all. I low-key feel like it was more, you still want the relationship, so you're keeping them there in hopes that it will happen. And then maybe one person meets someone else and then you realise that actually, but it's all right, the friendship's still cool, let's keep being cool. But I don't know, for me, an ex is an ex. And why am I paying for your ex to eat at my wedding?
Yeah,
come on, man.
I'm actually paying my hard-earned money so you can eat a plate at my wedding.
Sorry, not I.
Right, yeah, that's just no.
I'm petty like that. I'm not doing it.
No, when you put it like that, it's like, no, why should you? But some people, I mean, I think it just depends on the situation, how it ended, and everyone's different. Some people are genuinely really good friends with their exes, like they'll meet up, like. But I guess everyone's got.
Everyone is different.
Just in my personal experience,
me,
no chance.
No. My wedding. Because even that year, like, are you inviting them just to say, I've moved on?
That's what I was going to say, unless it's like that.
They can actually see it through pictures. Post on your social media, they'll see how happy you are.
And
they don't need to be there.
Let them see that picture on Insta.
Yeah.
And know that it's really gone
like,
down.
why are they there experiencing such an amazing day when they could just
you're dancing,
be jealous while looking at your pictures and know that they weren't there? Like, if you really want to be petty like that, let them see it through socials.
That's even the best way to do it. They can go through and see and be like, raw, okay, so she moved on.
Literally. Safe. But I've never... Obviously, everyone's different, but for me personally, I just don't see the point in inviting an ex to a wedding.
That's a no for me.
But yeah.
Hard no.
Ask him, girl.
Yeah, just ask him.
Ask him.
And go from there.
Okay, guys. If you've been watching us long enough, you already know what time it is. We are coming towards the end of the episode, so it is time to wind down. So, my wind down question. Wind down is usually we ask each other like fun, unserious questions. So, my question is, what's a conspiracy theory you strongly believe in? Gosh.
This is really funny because I've said this on the podcast. I'm not a conspiracy theorist person. Like, one thing I ask men when I go on dates is like, are they conspiracy theorists? Because I just can't, like, sometimes it's just too much. So I'm not really into them. But I do have like the odd ones that I like think like, okay, yeah, this one I can stand on this one. It's so mad because when you think of it, you can't like there's days when I'm just like sitting down and I'm just like, yeah, this I definitely believe. This is definitely, this is my conspiracy. What's one of mine? This one, okay. So people say it as a joke, but I genuinely think the government can control the weather. I honestly think
for real,
because the way things happen in this country, this miserable ass country. For example, now we have had beautiful weather for 2 weeks. Everyone's been in a great mood, whatever. They're just like blah blah blah. But as soon as it's coming to a bank holiday weekend, all of a sudden it's gonna rain because they know we're not gonna be working for 4 days. So like, you know what? Let's ruin it and slap in some.
I'm not sure.
To an extent, I actually do think there is a way they can
100%.
That might sound mad. But I don't think it does. When people are like, the government have changed the weather machine, because I'm sorry,
because you know how I know as well what solidified it for me. Do you remember the time? I can't remember when it was. Like within the last 5 years, Dubai was experiencing such extreme heat that they made it rain. Yes, and they said that we have to make rain because the desert is too much. That is what confirmed it. And it looked like legit rain from the sky, but they admitted we have to put rain now because it's getting to the point where people can't even live in it.
It's what solidified it for me. And I feel like they've done it so much that they've actually fucked up the environment. And that's why we're having all the global warming issues that we're having now, because they fucked it up themselves because they do it so much. That when I saw them make artificial rain in the back, I said,
and it looks like rain.
Controlling the weather,
It made me realise we could all have artificial rain. We don't know. Do you get what I mean? Because why does the rain even have a smell? All the stuff like that, you have to think about.
No, you honestly do. Sorry, that one, I believe it. That one,
Okay.
I bet you've got a list, boy.
No, I stuck to 3, and I try not to make them too much, because I love me a conspiracy, honey.
You love them.
The thing is, though, because if you really sit and listen to a lot of them, some of them, they're bullshit.
Yeah, some people just take it too far.
But there's certain ones you're like, you low-key have a point. Type thing. So I'm that type. I don't believe in every conspiracy, but the ones that make sense, I believe. So my first one is, I actually feel like every medical condition can be cured, but they're withholding.
That's one of mine.
Yeah.
That is one of mine.
I feel like every single medical condition, there's a cure for it, but they make more money off of us when we're sick.
100%.
So instead of just giving it to us, they'll just keep us sick.
That is one of mine.
Yeah.
To keep the pharmaceutical industry going. Because what money would they get if they cured cancer?
Yeah.
What money would they get if they cured HIV? What would they get?
Because even when you think of things like, why do all of the medication that they provide us have side effects?
Exactly.
Even things like paracetamol have side effects. Do you get what I mean? All of those things with modern medicine, obviously we know it's man-made, but what were the people doing before medicine came? How were they healing themselves? I refuse to believe that everyone was just sick and dying. There was definitely pandemics, but I don't feel like the whole nation before medicine weren't curing themselves.
No.
Do you get what I mean? So I don't think I'll go as far as I'm going to be a Dr. Sebi and all of that.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up Dr. Sebi. Yeah,
but I definitely do believe in what he's saying.
Yeah, no, there's some things that I've seen that he said about that there's cures to cancer and AIDS and things like that. Definitely, I think there are. But I think they could never let that come out because those are probably the biggest. Cancer especially is
the biggest money-making machine.
That is the biggest money maker for the drugs.
And they're also keeping the cause.
The funding, everything. I believe that. Yeah. That's one thing I can
They're also keeping what causes cancer.
Yeah.
They love to say, we don't know. Because everyone has cancer cells in their body.
Yeah.
But something has to trigger it.
Yeah.
What triggers it? Do you get what I mean? I feel like they know exactly what triggers it. That's why they love to put stuff in our food and all of that. Because they know that it will trigger all of this.
They put the stuff in the food to trigger. I genuinely
Did you not see what Donald Trump said about something to do with the tariffs in the UK? He'll work with them in terms of tariffs if we take their chloroformed chicken or some shit like that. Or chlorinated chicken. Why? That's my first one.
That was literally one of my ones. So this was the only other one that I have. And I even think at this point they just need to come out and tell us. Our friends listen to us. Our friends listen to us. what we say, because I could be sitting here having a conversation with you about Jamaica, and I kid you not, I will go on
Jamaican
Instagram,
holidays,
and the first thing that will come up is British Airways deal to Jamaica. Literally. How did you know? I haven't Googled it because you're listening to me. And another thing as well, these days Siri is a bit too active. Like I could be sitting here having a conversation with you, and I could be like, yeah, I said, and then Siri will pop up, and I'm like, you're listening to me. They listen to us, and I also believe on laptops, the little webcam thing, I always cover it because I just
what?
They can see me.
There is no way. I always put tape.
I cover,
especially my work one.
Yeah.
I put like actual like thick brown tape, and because why?
That's one thing. I might sound mad, but I think they're watching.
Yeah.
I always cover my laptop like this. If I'm just sitting like looking mad, I always cover it. Yeah. Because I'm just like, nope, it's not me. I'm going to catch slipping today. I really feel like
all these hackers and all of that. You think they're not seeing us?
Like they can see us.
That's the thing, man. Listen, as long as there's a camera, the only bad thing is, do you know how many people they probably watched like wanking?
That's what I was just about to say. That was what I was just thinking about. I was like, what if?
Because whether you look this way or this,
I was just thinking, yeah. I was just even trying to think back in my life. Ever a time I've been and in a laptop or something around.
I'm sure there is, but there's no way to pinpoint that now. It is where it is, isn't it? We just have to take the L.
If you see this, it's like saying, I'm joking.
Nah, God forbid.
God forbid, I'm joking. But like, yeah, literally, that's what I was just thinking of. How many people have they like caught wanking? Literally. Especially people that go and watch like porn.
Hello, that's what I'm saying. If they're watching it this way, there's a camera. If they're trying to hide it, there's a back camera.
You're caught up,
but you're 100% right.
Yeah,
they are watching us.
What they are
Remember,
watching. The Lord is watching you. The phone is watching you.
Okay, I'll put my two together. Number one, Princess Diana was murdered.
I was gonna put that on my list, but I got shook.
And number two, Madeleine McCann's parents know what happened to her.
I think she's alive. That's one of mine. I can actually. She's alive. I swear to you, one.
You think she's alive?
I think she's alive.
I think she's dead, but her parents know who did it or killed her.
I think she's alive, but I do think the parents have involvement. Did you watch that Netflix documentary thing?
I tried to, but I couldn't get into it.
But after like episode 3, I was like, sorry, these people know what happened. Man.
They knew what happened.
They do.
There's so much inconsistencies in their story. Yeah, and don't get me started on the Princess Diana one. Oh, that was blatantly a murder. Blatantly a murder.
They took our queen, man.
Literally.
They took our queen.
Literally.
People's Princess, they took her. Yeah, that one, I was literally going to put that one on my
She was definitely murdered. Yeah. And Madeleine McCann's parents know where she is, whether she's dead or alive. They know where she is and they know what happened to her.
Mine is even that she's alive. I'm just so convinced she's alive. I say this
I wouldn't be shocked.
All the time. And the reason why is because one time I was watching this documentary and there was a girl and she went missing for 30 years. And she went missing, I think she was like 5 or 6 when she went missing, and she was alive all that time. Yeah. And I remember watching that and that just confirmed my theory. And I was like, I think Madeleine McCann is alive, but she doesn't know that she's Madeleine McCann. She doesn't know who she is. Because they took her when she was like 3, innit, or 4.
But then what would the purpose of her being alive?
They could have like trafficked her or something.
So are you saying that like someone else took her and she's alive? Or are you saying the parents?
Oh no, I think like maybe somebody else took her.
Okay.
But then also the parents, I don't know, their story's just a bit off for me, man. Certain things
there's nothing that they've said that has remained consistent.
No, because why would they even just take one kid? Why would they not take all, like there's just so many questions about that case that I have. It's just, it doesn't make sense.
But whether it will come out one day or not, who knows?
I honestly believe one day I'm going to be watching Sky News or BBC News and it's just going to go breaking news and they're just going to put her picture. They're going to put the picture of her now, or she's going to do an interview. She's like, guys, I've been alive.
And why is it so difficult to find her?
How did she actually disappeared off?
Like she's just a little girl and you were a little girl on holiday. Sort of,
like involvement.
Maybe she was taken from the higher ups, like the mafia types who control the government as well. But where did they go? Spain. Actually, they're Spanish mafia.
You just never know.
You never know. But her parents are definitely involved somehow in it.
Yeah, it's a bit.
They are not innocent to me. But yeah, that's all of mine.
That's our conspiracy theories, guys.
Yes. But on that note, we have come to the end of the episode. If you liked what you saw, please continue to support us. We thank you again for your support. All of our individual accounts as well as Wine After Nine's socials will be in the description below, wherever you're watching it, whether it's YouTube or Spotify. All of the information will be below. But on that note, Rashida, cheers to Black women, I guess.
Yes, cheers to Black women. Oh, bye guys.
Bye.